English First B.TECH Regulation 22, APPRO JRD. Author of this lesson is Sudha Murty. Before we start the lesson, we need to know about her as part of introduction. Sudha Murty, this name is not familiar for most of the students. It's quite unfortunate. However, even if somebody know this name, they just know that she is wife of Narayan Murty, who is founder of Infosys. But there is more to it. And she is not only co-founder of Infosys, but she is also a philanthropist, which means she spends her own money for welfare of rural area students. She runs many NGOs, which means non-government organizations, non-profit organizations as well, for the development of rural area education patterns. She is also a writer. She writes short stories for students in order to inspire them. There is a lot more to speak about her, but if you wanted to know more, please open the textbook. You can find more information there. Let us jump into the lesson right now. Sudha Murty has two photographs hanged on her office walls. If anybody looks at them, they are going to ask if they are relatives to her. And who are they? So she is going to answer, the one who is in the blue coat is JNTUH. The one who is looking like a saint with a beard, he is JNTUH. And for the question that they asked whether they are relatives, she is going to answer no. Then surprised people going to ask her, when they are not your relatives, why are you hanging their photographs on the walls of your office? That's when she is going to start telling the undeviated story to the people. Sudha Murty studied her MSc Computer Science in Indian Institute of Science, which is also called as Tata Institute. She was young and bright student then. Just like any other bright student, she never had any idea of taking up a job in India by that time. However, she wanted to complete her doctorate in United States of America, and thereafter she wanted to settle down there. Once she was going to the lecture hall, then she noticed a notice board where there is an advertisement pasted. That advertisement says they are looking for young and talented engineers. And this particular advertisement is from Telco, the prestigious Telco. And at the bottom of this advertisement, it's been mentioned clearly that lady candidates need not to apply. She is really upset with that, because her classmates who are boys are not as competent as her if she compare with marks or any other curricular activities. But why only boys are eligible to apply for this job? Why not women? That is where she triggered so much, and she decided to write a letter to the management of Telco company. As per her instinctive decision to write a letter to JRD Tata, who was the head of Telco at that time, she took a postcard and started writing a letter saying that the great Tatas are pioneers in many fields. Pioneer means anything a person starts first time in a particular field. That kind of person is called pioneer. Okay, so Tata started manufacturing industries in India: iron, steel, chemicals, textiles and locomotives. All these industries are started by Tata's itself. Locomotive is nothing but trains. They have cared for higher education in India, and like nobody cared about Indian people. In those times as well, they cared about the education. That means they started taking care of the education in India in 1900 itself. So They were doing so much for India development. However, she expressed her feeling of gender discrimination in that advertisement, saying that why there is gender discrimination while you are hiring employees to your company. That is the complaint that she had, and that was the purpose she wanted to write a letter to JRD Tata. In the utter disappointment, she wrote that letter and she posted. After that, she forgot about the letter. However, she got a telegram from Telco within 10 days to attend the interview in Pune. She was not interested, however, her friends encouraged her to go to Pune as it's a free trip for her. Company is going to pay for that trip. So she planned to go to Pune just to look around, and she also collected 30 rupees from her friends to get the saris from Pune. Finally, she reached Pune. However, once she landed in Pune, she felt like she was in her hometown. Thereafter, she went to Telco office as per the instructions. Once she entered into the office, she realized this is not a simple business. She entered into interview hall where 6-member interview panel waiting for her. Once she entered into interview room, the panelists were murmuring among themselves that she is the one who wrote the letter to JRD. So, after observing this, Sudha Murty decided that anyway she is not going to clear this interview. So, she decided to give the answers impolitely. Even today, she says it feels embarrassed whenever she reminds about her arrogant behavior in that interview room. After panel asking so many technical questions, she gave answers to every question perfectly. After that, one elderly panelist told her, "This is not a co-education college to give equal opportunities to male and female. The reason we mention female candidates need not to apply because we never hire women for floor shop work. And people like you should work in laboratories as scientists, not as employees." Finally, after a very long interview, she has been informed that she got selected for the job. After some time, she met one shy young man who is called as Narayan Murty in Pune, and they have got married. Though she was working in Telco, she did not get an opportunity to meet JRD until she transferred to Mumbai head office. As she started working with Telco, she realized that JRD is uncrowned king of Indian industries. One day when she is showing reports to Suman Mulgaonkar, who is also known as SM, JRD entered into the office room. That was the first time she ever saw JRD. JRD, also known as APPRO JRD. You know what is APPRO mean? APPRO means hour in Gujarati. So in his office, everybody calls him APPRO JRD. SM, Sumant Mulgaonkar, introduced Sudha Murty to JRD, saying, "Jay, she is the first girl engineer who worked on our shop floor, and she is also a postgraduate." JRD said, "It's good to know girls are getting into engineering in our country." Sudha Murty was nervous as JRD might ask her about the letter that she wrote to him regarding gender discrimination, but he never spoke of that letter again. Once Sudha Murty got introduced to JRD by SM, she faced him frequently in the office on and off. One day she was waiting for the husband to pick her up at the office premises. JRD came to her and asked what she is doing there. Then Sudha Murty told him that she is waiting for the husband to pick her up. JRD also waited along with her. and show no supremacy at all, standing for the safety of his employee, which not many bosses can do. She was admired and inspired by his virtues. Finally, when her husband arrived to pick her up, JRD said, "Miss Kulkarni, tell your husband not make his wife wait again." When she resigned her job at Telco in 1982 to start a new company along with her husband, after wrapping up with Telco company, she saw JRD coming up through the stage. So she wanted to say a final goodbye to him, so she stopped. JRD asked her, "What are you doing, Miss Kulkarni?" "Sir, I am resigning to Telco as my husband starting a new company." Then JRD asked her, "What do you do once you get successful?" She said, "I am not sure if we can be successful." Then JRD replied, "Never start anything with diffidence. You should start everything with the confidence. Once you are successful in it, to give back to the society as it gives us so much. All the best." And he continued walking up the stairs. That is the last time when she saw him alive. Many years later, when she met Ratan Tata, she shared her JRD moments of her life with him. Later, Ratan Tata wrote her, "I wish JRD was alive to see your success." So that was the compassion Ratan Tata had towards Sudha Murty. Sudha Murty considers JRD as a great man because though he is a busy person, she considered the postcard from a normal student who do not have any kind of influence. He could have thrown it away as no one is going to question about it, but he did consider the letter and made sure to justify it. JRD did not give her only job but also changed her mindset in such a way that her life changed completely. She wishes that if JRD is alive today, he would have been very happy to see the growth of her company. Sudha Murty considers JRD as role model because of his simplicity, generosity and care that he takes for his employees. Though many years passed, her respect towards Tata family is undiminished.